I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would
I forgot to show the beginning where Piers Morgan just gives like a full-on explanation why I'm interviewing Kanye West. It's like we all know why you're interviewing him because you want viewership. He's like, he's a total anti-Semite, but I thought that we could clear some stuff up and I'll interview him.
What would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You've got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
Don't help them out.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like?
Oh my God, his brain is gone. He's mentally fried at this point. There's nothing. He is to be pitied. This man, not to be shot down and talked about how he's a terrible. He is to be pitied. He is so fried.
You haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born. You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
With all due respect,
so many,
what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's dirty. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
Oh my God. He needs to be on his meds. This man needs to be on his meds. He's obviously, been off them for a long time. He has bipolar, which is a terrible thing, but specifically for anti-Semites, that definitely makes them even more crazy. Sneeko tried to Sneeko's a total Holocaust denier. He tried to play cover for Kanye here.
Where's he gone, Sneeko?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he got upset about the...
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. Well, I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
The point of this exercise was for Piers to get money. That was his whole thing. He'll go off about how Kanye is the worst person in the world and he's evil and all this other stuff. And then he'll go and interview him, just to make as much money as possible. And you won, Piers. You won because he walked off and now it's going to get a lot of views and now everybody's going to talk about it for like 2 minutes and, you're going to be relevant again. But maybe don't interview him. This is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. His name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But, I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
How much of an absolute soft person do you have to be? If somebody messes up your follower count by 1 million, 32 instead of 33, which could have honestly been a total mistake there, to walk off because they messed up your follower count, I mean, that's somebody that's mentally unstable.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people. It's not what I expected,
what's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah.
Short Fuse says, don't be too hard on Piers. He is one of the few people in mainstream media that doesn't capitulate to Islamism. Sure, he's not telling it exactly like it is, but I'll take what I can get. He's against Islamism? What are you talking about? He won't even have on like anybody that speaks out against immigration or any of these terrible policies. He won't have on a guy like Tommy Robinson, who is basically trying to warn the UK that you guys are screwed if you continue to import people that completely have a problem with the traditional British values and British law. I mean, he's definitely not against Islamism. He's never had on somebody that legitimately speaks out against Islam nearly as much as they do against Jews. He's a tool. Piers is a tool.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now.
Oh, they talk about Jews 24/7. They obsess over us.
I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to because he's not there. I can't answer questions
on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that, out of interest?
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while he's not here.
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored. Yeah. You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately...
No, the reason why you wanted to get him on is so you can make as much money as possible. It's hilarious. All right, there's really... Let's watch the explanation of why Piers had him on. He gave a little bit of an explanation here.
any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. Well, we now know it's just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiraled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs on X. He frequently professes his great love for Adolf Hitler. He poses in swastikas and KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be whipped. We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time his account should be shut down. It should be stopped. That's my opinion. I believe.
So his account should be shut down, but you're going to broadcast him on your show. I don't think his account should be shut down, to be honest. Let him go ahead and make a fool out of himself, because in the day he is totally out there, and it actually reflects bad on the anti-Jewish movement in general, because you have a psycho that totally exposes what they're really after, because they all associate with him. They're all defending him. And that's that. Okay, so there was one other interview recently where somebody walked off, and this is a totally different circumstance, and I totally agree with Dave Portnoy for walking out of this interview here, which I'm going to show, I guess, now. Let's just watch the end of this first, and then I'll show that.
I ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can, whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneaker?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping Jews?
Slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think that's funny?
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the
also
humour?
to remove any sense of humor
I'm missing
from
the
that
humour.
is
What's the
ridiculous.
humour?
Do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke, because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
Yeah,
that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
What
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have?
greatest living artist right now.
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
Accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel free to
Here's
answer
my
those.
question for you. Why is your mate Ye?
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting, or is this whole thing just going to be interrupting? Or do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay.
He is. Sneeko is literally trying to be like Andrew Tate. Oh my God.